Hi, how are you? Well, so in 1998 we got Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. 21 years later, we got Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. Had they decided to do this sequel maybe in the mid-2000s, maybe they would have had the right time frame to actually give us a decent follow-up. I'm not saying that Witches, Ghosts, Alien Invaders, and Cyber Chase weren't bad, but after Cyber Chase, they should have went and done this before they decided to change everything. Because now, when they announced that there's going to be Return to Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island, I was like, yo, that could be, maybe they decided, hey, it's finally time to return to what made these Scooby-Doo movies so great. Now, I'm not saying that any of the Scooby-Doo movies that come out now are bad. They're decent. I think one of my favorites that came out post good era, like the first four, like Zombie Island, Witches, Ghost, Alien Invader, and Cyber Chase are probably the four best that came out in that era. Then you got the Mystery of the Vampire, that was okay. But I think Aloha Scooby-Doo is kind of the high point where it peaked. And after that, just kind of went. They were releasing them non-stop, just putting them on DVD. And at some point, they started just using different voice cast and went just a different way with it. This film, I'm telling you right now, don't watch this movie. If you're a big fan of this movie, if you are a major fan of this film, like I am, don't watch this. Because it shits on everything that this film did back in the day. This film shits all over it. I had to control myself last night watching this with my son as not to swear and cuss up a storm and freak the fuck out because what they did in this film was such blasphemy to the original. So what's the story here? The story is Scooby and the gang, who are now teenagers again, despite the fact that in the original they were adults, and they even go ahead and retcon why they went there in the first place. In the original, it's because Daphne was hosting a TV show. Now, it's Daphne's student project. Because they can't rightfully tell us that they were adults. They were adults. And now they're just teenagers again. Also, there's something with the Mystery Machine is gone that came from the previous film, which I think maybe they shouldn't connect these films. Because what if you're a casual watcher of these films, like myself? What if you don't have any interest in, picking up every single Scooby-Doo film that's out there, but you see something like this, Return to Zombie Island? Hey, I remember liking the first one. Don't buy this, by the way, and you buy it. Don't buy it, but you buy it, and you watch it, and they start off with, picking up where the last one left off, and you're saying, they lost the Mystery Machine. How? They could have shown a recap or anything, but no. And what's more, the police have told them to stop solving mysteries because they are jealous, because they are not picking up the bad guys. And then Scooby and Shaggy want to say, hey, let's go on a vacation or do something, but no mystery solving. And then miraculously, they win this vacation from Elvira, which is Scooby and Shaggy's favorite show, which is weird because they're afraid of things that are spooky, but they'll watch Elvira. And they win the contest. And then Shaggy wins the contest and is allowed to take 3 friends and a pet. Now that's a little bit suspicious, methinks. But they go along with it. They get there, and it's the same place, but it's called Moonstar Island and a Moonstar Resort. And it takes them how long to figure out that that's where it is? The biggest problem with this film is that it disregards continuity so much. It never occurs to them until it's like the back of their mind. Wait, I think we've been here before, but it's not like they don't acknowledge the first film very well, if at all. Sometimes they have these people that come in, introduced by the resort owner, and they're basically mock versions of the characters from the first film. You have Linda, which is a mock of Lena. Mona, which is a mock-up of Simone or Miss Lenoir. You have Jack, who is obviously a mock of Jacques. And Bugbite Skibbs or whatever is a mock-up of Snakebite Scruggs, whatever. They're mock-ups. And that for me, that shits on just to give those names and to do, and yes, they're actors in the movie sense. They're actors. They're not really they're actors playing a part, because it is revealed that this guy's actually a director and he's making a zombie movie and the zombies are fake. What we are shown from the beginning is that there is something real. There is cat people on this island, which makes no sense because the only cat people on the island were Lena, Simone, and Jacques. Yet there are 4 other cat people, and there's this big black cat person that's going around, and they see it a couple times. And when they finally solve the mystery, which is not real cat people, there are 3 people who it's very obvious from the get-go, because if the people in the zombie costumes were the people introduced by the director, then the other 3 cat people would have to be the person who brought them in on the ferry, and the 2 people who greeted them and told them explicitly to get out. But then they mention the other one, the other cat person, and they're like, oh, there's no other cat person. There's only 3 of us, and there was a 4th one. They just kind of shove it away underneath the rug there. Then he could be out there somewhere still. And then Velma, they have the gall to have Velma, the biggest believer in stuff that could actually be out there. And yes, I know she's had some moments where she doesn't believe as well. But Velma, she lives for mystery. They have her basically having an open and shut case. Through most of the film, they are deliberately not solving a mystery because Shaggy and Scooby have made them agree to not solve the mystery. But at a certain point, they need to say, fuck it, we gotta solve this mystery. But no, they have to wait till they get permission from Scooby and Shaggy to be able to do it. And that's when they realize there is actually a real mystery. And then Velma decides that, oh, these cat people we found right here are the same cat people from before, and it was all fake. Zombies were fake, cat people were fake. It was all fake, it never really happened. What? They even said Morgan Moonscar's treasure didn't exist. And the most bullshit way they come up with this is, so the whole thing is they need the cat pendant that Simone had, right? Which when the moon shines on it, points to where Moonscar's treasure was. And so they dig this up from the ground, and then it turns out it's not really a treasure, it's Scooby Snacks with a golden wrapper. Bullshit. How could they possibly have known where that pendant would have landed? Sure, they could have done that and put it there, but they didn't know what they needed the pendant for. They had no fucking clue what that pendant would do, so there's no way they would know where to fucking bury it. And they're like, oh, there is no treasure. And then they find the treasure, and the director guy's like, oh, all mine, it's all mine. And they're like, oh, now you can make a movie. No, fuck movies! No, he doesn't say that, but basically he's saying it. No, I don't need to make movies, I'm rich now. And he runs off. We're left with a shot of the black cat person. Oh, that could be real, but no, we're told by the main characters it was all fake. This movie shits all over the the original. And especially when you watch these back to back, there's a big disconnect in the animation, the voice acting, everything has become so much different with these directed Scooby-Doo movies. The animation was so much better in the original, despite the fact that it came out in 98, and this is 2019, that the animation in this is a hell of a lot better than the animation in this. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie up its royal ass. Fuck the movie. Alright? This movie goes out of its way to shit all over this great fucking film. The music is terrible. The animation is not as good as this. The voice acting, as good as the voice actors are, it's a disconnect from this, and it ruins it. Nothing against Matthew Lillard or even Frank Welker. He's great. But it's not the same. And the fact that you go from the biggest plot point in this was, it was touted in the trailer, now the monsters are real, to, nah, it was all fake. Even the stuff from the original film was fake. It was these same people, even though two of them are too fucking young, look too fucking young to have even been around back then. It's absolute bullshit. Fuck this movie. I cannot give it a 0 because that's not my thing. I don't go any lower than a 1. So this gets a 1. That one. It gets a 1 from me. Fuck this movie. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you hate it as much as I do? I gave it a chance. No. It took all I could muster to not swear and go off in front of my son. I had to put my face in a pillow and go, this movie sucks. So what are your thoughts on this movie? Leave them in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.